What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Astrox Imperium. This is a game that's kind of weird, and I don't think it's quite there yet with regards to what it's trying to do. It's a one-man project that's been in development for a really, really long time. But what they're putting together is actually something that I'm intensely interested in. Effectively, this game controls and plays almost exactly like EVE Online. The only difference is it's an offline sandbox game where you do whatever you want and you build your legacy in space with your ships and your mercenaries and your fleet or whatever else. You have sorties and skirmishing, you can mine, you can go out and find technology and start a refinery. They have plans to add player-owned stations a la X3 and X4 that will start to have exports and imports and things of that nature. That stuff is not implemented as of right now, but I feel like I've had it sitting on my hard drive for a good 2 or 3 years. When I played it last time, I was kind of like, okay, I can see what they're going for, but I wasn't quite ready to do a video on it yet, because I really prefer to wait until I've actually put 4 or 5 hours into a game before I recommend it on the channel. That's really what I would prefer to do in most cases, unless I'm doing a pure first impressions video. Well, I put 4 or 5 hours into Astrox Imperium, and while I do think that the game still is lacking a lot of content, at this point I think it's good enough to show off because you'll get a rough idea of what the game is going for and what it's trying to be. If after watching this video you want to get the game for yourself and add it to your wish list, I've got a link for you down below in the description. You'll find that listed right next to my Discord channel, which is the central repository for my entire community. I try to swing through a couple times a day and answer anybody's questions or what they've got going on. You can also find me at my Twitch channel, which is down there in the description too. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and play Astrox Imperium. The campaign is not fully implemented, so there's no storyline in the game as of right now, but it is planned. They're working on getting all the sandbox elements into the game first, then they're going to work on the narrative or whatever. I say they kind of tentatively because it's one person. So we're going to do sandbox mode for right now so that you can see the character creator, but you can get through it without all the opening cutscenes and the tutorial and stuff like that. If it still tries to jam me up with the tutorial, I'll do my best to skip it because I know how to play the game and I don't need it. But we may end up there. We've got our character over here. We've got to name him, so we're going to go with Splattercat. Sounds good. Decent call name. There's a number of faces here. They're all pretty varied. Lots of different choices you can go for with what you want your character to look like. I usually just go with this dude over here. Where's he at? There he is. Got him, and then I just throw some aviators on him because I like to live my life in space like I'm on, the highway to the danger zone. We've got to choose what faction we are a part of. The factions are the Alpha. They are scientists and cyber technologists and psychics. We have the Tech Sub faction. They are the research and development and kind of transhumanist faction. We've got the Civil faction, which is effectively the people that give you entertainment and the underpinnings of a working society along with civil engineering and whatnot. We've got the Trade faction. They're basically the trade cartels. We've got the Financial faction, which is the banking cartels. We've got the Commerce faction, which is basically big business. A lot of these kind of have bleed over in between. We have the Pirate faction, which is pretty self-explanatory. We have the Outlaw faction, which they're really kind of space anarchists. We have the Sovereign faction, who are isolationists, and they just want to live out in the bare bones middle of nowhere doing their own thing, homesteading. We have the Temple faction. They are a spiritual faction. We have the Missionary faction, which is a sub-faction of the previous one that go out and recruit people. We have the Orthodoxy. We have the Labor faction, the Contractors faction, the Extractors, the Law Enforcement faction, and then we have the Judicial system. I always just kind of go with the Sovereigns, because that seems to line up with me the best in wanting to just live on a mountain off the land on my own, just in space. You also choose what job you're going to start with bonuses to. You can be a prospector, you can be a miner, you can be a salvager, a trader, a transporter, a distributor, a refiner, a manufacturer, engineer, sentinel, enforcer, or hunter. So it's really up to you what you want to run. I always like the idea of being a salvager, so I usually take bonuses in that, even though salvaging is kind of thin in this game. You can customize the galaxy however you want, so you can decide how many sectors there's going to be, how far apart they are, whether or not you can see unexplored sectors, so I'll probably turn that on real fast. You can choose the stations, how frequently they show up, whether or not they have fabricators, things of that nature. Lots and lots of things in there, but it's highly, highly customizable right at the beginning. You can change just about everything about the game if you want to. We'll go ahead and generate the galaxy and let's get this thing moving. Okay, so welcome to Astrox Imperium. This is our little ship that we've started out with right here in space. cruising around. A number of controls you're going to be neat. Well, I'm going to kind of open up some menus here and kind of get you guys situated with how the game functions and what the UI means. So, we are currently inside of what's Yayora, apparently seems to be where we are. Since the game is randomly generated, I've never been here before, so I have no idea what's all around us. We have a couple of things in the UI you're going to need to be aware of. We have our cargo bay over here. If you've played EVE Online, this game is going to pretty much feel instantly familiar to you with the way that the kind of the weapons and everything else function, but if you've never played EVE Online before, it's going to be a bit of an uptake. This game, I would say this game has like a reasonable learning curve. Like, there's definitely a learning curve there, but you can kind of blow through all the tutorials in about 45 minutes to an hour, and you should be ready to pretty much play the game however you want after that. The most important thing, bottom left, we've got our ship stats down here. We've got our shields, we've got our hull, we've got our energy situation, and we've got our life support. So you keep an eye on these. Like, most of these go down to 0. Bad things happen. Underneath that, we have the speed that we're currently moving. There's a bunch of buttons over here that are going to open up menus that give you varying information. So we have, like, our pilots panel right here with all of our skills. Skills in this game train very much the same as in EVE Online, except that you've got to go to a station, and then it just takes time. They sit there and they tick up while you're playing the game until you learn the next level of skill or whatever. There's tons of menus inside of here. I think we'd probably spend most of the game just talking about the UI and how the game functions if that's the way we were going to do this, but it's kind of unnecessary as of right now. I'd rather just get you started with the basics. We can press the space bar, and that's going to put us in scan mode. The scan mode is basically how you identify anything important. So, for example, we've got that over there, and we can just sort of queue these up to be scanned inside of this menu right here. So this is a temple over here, and actually I accidentally put our stuff on autopilot. Should probably turn that off by pressing the E key. There we go. We can also scan other things, so those are gates right there. There are a maximal number of things that we can scan at once, but once they've been scanned, you hold that data and it adds it to kind of this side hub over here so that you can quickly select it later on down the line if you want to. The first thing we need to do is outfit our ship and get it ready for whatever job it is that we're thinking about undertaking. At the moment, we are very weak, we are very unarmed, and we're not really going to be able to take a whole lot of fights. Once the scans get done, you can actually drop these, and it'll just add kind of like a... It'll add like a hot button down here that you can just kind of like identify. Some stuff is worth scanning, some stuff is not. You can take a look around if you want. I don't know if that looks like a bad guy right there. He's got a red outline, so I think he might be a raider. Unfortunately, we don't really have that much money. We're also in a high-sec system, so I'm not positive. Let's see, is a pirate frigate. Okay, I don't know how tough he is. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and we're going to go back to the station over here, and we're going to get ready to get outfitted. We can press the shift key. That's going to make us go super fast. You can see our speed just like ramping up down here. In general, you don't have to worry about playing bumper cars with any of the stations or anything. The game seems to be padded so that you can't really crash into stuff. So here's us inside of our first station. The bloom effects are booming. We need to outfit our ship, so we're going to go to the garage. First things first, we've got one active slot left. I'm going to take off that miner right there because I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot of mining. However, mining in this game is really, really easy. You just find a rock, you point the lasers at it, and you sit there till your hull fills up. That's literally it, but I find that to be really kind of unappealing and unnecessary. Open up the life support menu. You'll notice they give you a protein bar. We want to slot that in, and they give you a basic filter right there for your water system. A thermal regulator and a waste management system would be nice because that's going to give us bonus time inside of hostile systems before like our life support degrades and we end up suffocating or drowning in our own pee. But for right now, we need to go to the garage and we need to go to the market and find some stuff to equip. So I'm going to go to the market. We're going to go to active modules over here. We've got 3 spaces for these. We've got large energy lasers. A lot of these are going to be disabled because we don't have the skill requirements in order to use them. But, you know, it's something to shoot for as you get further on into the game. We've got generic light beams over here. Might be an okay idea. So we don't have the skills to equip any of those weapons, and so what we really need to do is we need to go to the university, and we need to, like, queue some of this stuff up. So we've got basic beam operation right here, which I think I'll get us loaded out. We have 14 skill points to play around with, so I feel like it's a good idea. Let's go ahead and confirm that skill training, and what you'll note is you'll see it advancing right here. It's going to take about 2 minutes. It goes double fast so long as you're inside of a station, and so, like, sitting inside of a station idling sometimes is actually worth doing. Okay, so our beam operation is looking pretty good right now. We've got beam basic operation, which means I should be able to buy something over here at the market. So we'll go back into our actives on this side, and then what I like to do is I sort by levels. So we've got a generic light beam right here. I would definitely recommend we take a couple of those. So we'll go ahead, and we've got 2 active slots. We'll take 2 of those right there. And then I don't know if there's going to be a salvager in here that we can make use of. The salvager basically allows us, you ever played World of Warcraft when you kill something that's got leather, you carve it up and you get the leather from it? We can do that with people's spaceships and then bring back all the parts and then sell them. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have that available to us. So we'll go back to the garage real fast, and let's throw a generic light beam all over this thing. These are customizable. You can change the facing of these guns just in case you wanted to fire broadsides instead of doing like front-end shots. You can do that if you want. With this configuration right here, they're going to always be facing the enemy ship, but you can take this one, and it's kind of on a swivel, so you can customize it if you really, really prefer to do so. It's up to you. Inside the market, I would also maybe look for more life support items just to get us going. We have an advanced filter right there. We have a thermal regulator on this side. It's going to cost about 12K. Advanced skill manuals are, I think they're going to let us like, oh, we get 5 free skill points from that. That's pretty nice. I think I'm going to pick up a thermal controller and some disposable wipies. That's what I'm going to do first. We got some baby wipes, dude, and we've got like a little heater that we've just got plugged into the wall of our ship. It'll have to be good enough for now, dude. We got the space heater and we got the wipies. So there we go. That'll help us out like a little bit if we end up in a system that has a hazard rating. It's definitely way better than having nothing. So we'll go ahead and look for a mission now. So there are no missions listed at this location. Little unfortunate. Wish that there was missions located here, but the good news about that is that we get to go exploring. There's lots of stuff here on the side. I could sit around talking about it. You can go to the lounge to get kind of like tips on what's going on with the economy and what's going on with like the interplanetary warfare so that you can get into hot zones or maybe find trade opportunities. The refinery is where you take stuff and you turn it into better things. And then the fabricator is where you take those better things and you turn them into finalized objects. There's personal storage, so if you don't want to carry this stuff around in your hold, you can throw it in personal storage. Missions, offices, so you can appoint your own officers inside of here if you want to kind of run a station for you and like help you out with things. Basically, you got to pay them you got to pay them wages though. Inside the lounge, you can also pick up mercenaries that'll help you out with missions and whatnot, watch your back or whatever, but I don't think we need that right now. Let's take a look and see where we can go. So we've got our system map right here. These systems right here, we haven't been through the jump gate yet. Okay. Well, let's just pick a jump gate then, and we'll just go through it and see what happens. So there's a jump gate right there. Let's head on over to Ved Igawit. All right, and see if there's anything cool going on in Ved Igawit. Okay, so after jumping through a few gates, it looks like we found another station. I'd like to take a mission or something like that, but like that's a big part of this game is just exploring around. Like you're not necessarily, it's not a pulse pounding game. I can tell you that from the time that I've spent with it. There's not a huge amount of like crazy conflict or anything that's going on. You sort of just have to like cruise around and see what happens. Some people will like that aspect of the gameplay. Other people will find it to be sort of aimless. And for those people, I'd recommend they wait until they get the actual, you know, storyline and everything put in. And let's see what's going on at this station right here. They got a 100 credit docking fee, which kind of sucks. There are no missions over here. This guy says he needs help with a mission. I was hoping you'd open your comm device. I need help. The pay is decent and the job shouldn't take you too long. I promised my coworker I'd take some items for her on the way home. I forgot to load them on board before I left, and I don't really want to head all the way back to pick up the cargo. Can I pay you to make a delivery run for me? Yeah, sure. Why not, dude? So we've got a mission now. We got to go to KJ Fab in Tadem Berksa and deliver propulsion systems package. Okay. Sounds like a plan to me. Let's go to KJ Fab real quick. We'll pick that on up. And hopefully we'll get a decent little pay. It's only $2,600 week, dude. That's like no money. It's gonna cost me more in jump gate fees to get that done. Man, this guy's cheap out here. I should probably grease him, dude. I should probably core that guy for disrespecting my time like this. But you know what? We're gonna do it anyways. Unless he already gave me the thing and I'm just delivering it here. Oh, well there you go. Apparently he gave me the thing and we just delivered it. We got 5 skill points for that. That actually seems like it was super worth it. We also got 1,000 XP right there. So that should take us up to level 2, I think. A little bit of money never hurt. So that was easy. So like, this is a weird game. Like you kind of like flow through it and you just kind of like scan people and like talk to people and then like take missions and stuff. And, like, it's bare bones as it stands right now, but I think, like, the appeal is that I can kind of see what they're going for, and I can see it having, like, a lot of potential if they actually manage to, like, pull it off. We got a little bit of cash right there. I'll take that. It's better than nothing, dude. I've been getting not paid to just fly around and do nothing, and so getting paid to do something is kind of nice. We got a bunch more skill points over here we can play around with for 10 Gs. We can train the next level of beam weapons if we wanted to. Give us a little damage boost. We're unqualified for pretty much every other skill in the game. Some of these are like for piloting. Some of these are for other stuff. Oh, cool. So we got a mission medal too, so that gave us some free skill points. Hell yeah. All right, well, it's time to undock and fly around until we find something worth finding. I don't know where I want to go. We can take a look at the map with the old M key. It's a bummer that it doesn't tell you the names of these places because honestly, I have no idea where I'm heading to. It's probably Mos Sadgor is where I'm probably trying to go. I'll give it a try. What's cool is that you can zoom all the way in and like all the way out, which I really, really like. How it's got kind of like a seamless scale right there that you can interact with regards to the galaxy. Like, I find that to be really, really nice. Hey, there we go. We've got missions inside this little scrap dog station right there. They want me to go get a debt from Private Enaved Giliku in Ved Igawit and return to Praxis Energy in Got Z. Okay, I don't know where any of that is, but like, seems like an okay plan. Yeah, let's do it. We've got to go to, we've already been to Ved Igawit, so I think that should be easy. 26,000 though, be a nice little addition just for collecting somebody's debt. Like, that's not that bad. Where's VOD? Yeah, there it is. All right, so we can set up autopilot and it'll actually just like fly us there. I really, really, really like that feature. One of my big complaints about Elite Dangerous is that the game has like no respect for your time. So like there's no like automated traveling around the game. Like you can't just be like, I want to go over to here. Click on it, turn on autopilot if you have enough fuel to get there, and then like walk away for 10 or 15 minutes. Like if they're gonna make the travel time super long, I always wish that they'd allow you to automate a little bit. But anyways, I'll see when we get over there and we'll see if we can question this guy up and see if he's got anything good going on. Alright, so here we are in Ved Igawit. So now we gotta find Enaved Giliku. So let me turn on the scanner real fast. See if we can find this turd. Where's he hiding at? See if we can collect this debt and get ourselves paid, dude. I'm just out here to make money. Space mercenary. I'm gonna head in his direction just in case there's anybody outside of our scan range for right now. And then we'll just kind of keep an eye on what these names are that come up. Anybody floating through some space rocks? Binfu Shiaji. Okay. Doesn't look like I can scan that little dude right there. And then Lokilus Cebu. Okay, you're not the guy that I'm looking for. As it turns out, I was in the wrong system. This is where we need to be. Luckily, it has no hazard level, so I don't have to worry about topping up my life support. I don't know how I feel about the life support system. I'm kind of like half in, half out on it. On one level, it acts as a barrier. Like, as mechanically, it stops new players from going straight to the best loot areas and basically getting kitted out, like, instantly. Because they don't have the life support to support it. But at the other end, it can be kind of a bummer sitting around watching that all the time. I don't see this dude around here. Where's he at? Ah, there he is. We found him. Let's go ahead and speed on over there and see if he's going to cooperate. Sometimes they try to fight you when you go to get the debt. Sometimes they ask you to help them square away the debt by like doing a job for them first. Kind of depends. The real downside to this mission is that I have no idea where Got G is. Look, buddy, I don't have time to stop and chat. Take off and let me get back to my business. Okay, so he's going to be an edgelord about this. Cool your thrusters. I don't mean any harm. Yeah, I don't want to talk right... Listen, dude, you have no choice. You're going to talk right now, or I'm going to space you, dude. I'm going to put you out into the void by your neck if you don't give me what I want. We got to wait 30 seconds until we can hail him again. You just got to keep bugging him. Sometimes they give you the cold shoulder and like, I don't care about this, and they just like leave. Basically, we're intergalactic collections department right now, so we've got to expect that everybody's going to be ducking us as much as possible. I'm making rounds collecting debts. I thought you might be here for me. I don't have the full amount yet. I'm going to dock at the station in a couple minutes to sell this ore. Stick around and I should have enough to make the payment. He's not actually going to go to a station. I've played this game enough. It's just going to wait until like you do the refresh right here. And then the next time you talk to him, he's like magically going to have the money in his pockets. Other times he'll be like, I'm going to fight you. And a bunch of pirates will jump in and you got to fight them. Like it's kind of semi-random what happens with this mission over here. You never quite know. Alright, I guess there's no sense in dragging it out any longer. Take your money and be gone. Thanks for the cooperation. Appreciate it. So now we got to go to Got G, which unfortunately, since the map is randomly generated, we have like no clue where that might be at. Just a quick heads up. I'm going to go to Yayura, and then we'll try to figure out where Got G is. I do think that it should put the names over the tops of the stars. If they're not going to do that, so a fundamental problem with the navigation in this game when you don't know where you're going is that like they'll give you missions and systems you haven't found yet, and you can't buy like a star map or anything. So if you've ever played like, I don't know, Endless Sky or whatever, you can buy sector maps that will tell you where everything is at, just in case you wanted to like find different locations. For right now, I assume it's going to be over by Mos Sadgor, I would guess. There we go. It does show you. So yeah, it's Mos Sadgor. We got to go to Got Yi right there. I guess you got to mount. Yeah, I guess you've got to like mouse over the system itself, and then it'll tell you the connectors. Okay, that's actually a little bit better, but I still would like to be able to buy sector maps effectively, just like you can in Endless Sky, or, you know, just fill in the map to begin with, within like, you know, X amount of sectors or whatever point you're in. Okay, so we've got our gate to Got G. That's like one of those things that I would say about this game is that like I can see, oh, raiders have been detected in the area. Dude, I don't care about that. Where's the raider at? Hold up. Where's this dude at? Yeah, let's go fight him, dude. Even if we die, we're kind of at, like, the end of the video anyways. Like, who cares? Drop all my targets real fast. And, like, where is this dude? Let's go fight him. I want to show off the game's combat, which is effectively kind of the same as EVE Online. It's mostly just automated firing. I'm going to power up my weapons real quick. It looks like they're splitting off and going in different directions. Let's go see if we can take this little turd right here. It looks like he's actually coming after us. He's a brazen little bastard. All right, let's go see if we can go get him. Let's put the fire on him. These are saying that they have no ammo, but they're beam weapons. And so that kind of, it says ammo type none. So, like, we should be okay. Go get this dude. Yeah, close in on him. What's our range? Our range is 500 meters. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Hit him with the big guns. Let him have it. Yeah, look at that damage we're getting off right now. That little green ring in the middle, that's going to be his health effectively. And I think we're putting in some work right now. If he doesn't call for backup, I think we'll be okay. We're going to try to keep him, like, nosed up. Aw, dude, I don't know if my life support's good enough. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill him before my life support runs out. We're going to start getting very, very concerning beeps and blurps very shortly if we don't start. Oh, dude, we missed another volley. No! Hit him! Dude, I need you to hit him, like, right now. Okay. So let's start making our way back to the scrap dogs. Come on, give me the kill. I just want to show you guys combat, in all honesty. I don't really care if we die from the life support issue. Docket wants to avoid being a meat popsicle. No! Meat popsicle or glory! Oh, we got 60 seconds, dude. We're golden. Ooh, there we go. All right, let's get on over here. The Raider Zilsgore Aipa has been dispatched. The lowly criminal will not bother anybody any longer. So we got a little bit of a reputation boost right there for cleaning up the system as well. And we got our life support filled back up, which is really, really good. Can I get like a higher life support rating? I need a higher life support rating so that we can kill the rest of them. So I got the regulator. We've got the price thing right here. We've got a repair drone. Don't need to repair armor in the field. Don't need web fields or anything. I was just kind of hoping we'd get like a better life support system here. So we've got an advanced regulator, improved filters. That's going to cost me like all of my money, dude. I don't want to spend that much money. Do we have this guy's, where's this guy's scrap at? Does it stay? Hey, first raider destroyed. Nice. They gave us some freebies right there. Skill point. There's his loot right there. Let's go get his loot. See if this man's got anything that we desire. I'm going to open up my looty menu right here. And once we get close enough, we should be able to contextually interact with it. So he's got a 60mm cannon right there and a dual cannon. Nice. Were there any other raiders around here? I know there was like 2 or 3 with him. Apparently they bugged out, dude. They didn't want the smoke once they realized what happened to their homeboy, they didn't want to play around. But I do like the combat in this game because a lot of people don't like EVE Online's combat, but I think EVE Online's combat is really, really cool. Like, I kind of always liked the underpinnings and the way that it's arranged. It's just important that you know that if you're getting into this game, like, it's still very much in early access, even though it's been developed for, like, years, largely due to the fact that the developer is just one guy. There's a limit to how much he can accomplish by himself. I'm going to assume that's where we can drop off our mission right there. There's usually not more than one station inside an area unless you get to like a major metropolitan system. On the plus side, I am crazy stoked that we found somebody to fight. I was really, really worried we were gonna play for a while and not see anybody that we could bust weapons at. And like, I'm ready to murk a fool, dude. I'm out here. I'm ready to give him the smoke, to bring the thunder. So there's that delivery right there. We got 26,000 credits for that. Plus we got bonus skill points because we've never been in this system before, so we had to find it. The game does equitably reward you for doing things that are risky, like taking missions in systems you've never been to. So, you know, that's nice. We can go to the market and we can see what these guys sell for. I don't know what we're gonna get out of it. 698 for that guy right there. I'm okay with it. Money's money. And then that one right there is worth 2,500. Nice. Well, I don't have any, like, ballistic weapons skills, so, like, I feel like we just take the money right now, and we sort of, like, invest that forward to make ourselves stronger. We do have one mission here to go mining. I'm not really interested in that because mining is boring as hell. Like, I don't want to do it. And so we've got every skill level. We'll change the energy required. I didn't see our energy go down at all while we were fighting, so I feel like we're pretty good there. We get drone operations so that we can deploy combat drones and stuff. We can learn to fabricate. We can learn to command a fleet. We can get laser basic operation. Okay. I mean, that's not a terrible thing to invest in right now, even though it is a little bit pricey. These are randomly generated, so you never know quite where you're going to get them at. We've got max mission contracts right here. That'll let us take more missions. We can negotiate better pay for mercenaries. All right. I'm about it. I mean, that fight went pretty well. I don't feel like we really took, like, any return fire from that guy. I feel like it went reasonably good. I'm gonna sell both the miners because, like, I don't believe in mining. It's kind of boring. Can I upgrade my life support at all? We've got an advanced filter over here. Let me filter by level real fast. Well, I got a couple of things. We got cat food, which is apparently slightly better than the protein bar that we had on board. And we've got that filter right there, which is slightly better than what we had previously. So I'll take it. It's not like a massive come up, but if it buys me another minute or so in the black, then I'm okay with it. Let's undock. We gotta find some more stuff to do. I feel like Moss Sadgor had a lot of missions over here, so I assume their economic situation is like slightly better than other systems since they're offering a lot of missions. So I'm going to swing back through here and we'll go back to the Scrap Dogs base, see if there's anything we can do for them. I'd love to wipe out a couple more pirates while we're in the neighborhood. The loot actually seemed like it was kind of worth it. It's a bummer that all the areas surrounding where we started out have such a high hazard rating. It's really limiting the amount of time that I'm able to like fly around and do my business. On the plus side, you don't have to juggle with fuel or anything in this game, so that's pretty nice. Glad to see that. Just because, I don't know, dude. I don't like it when space games have fuel. I don't like babysitting it, man. I prefer not to. We've got another debt over here, and it's actually the exact same mission as last time. We can locate and scan a community farming center structure in Ved Igawit. Okay. I think I can only take one mission at a time. I think I've got to train that other mission to have 2 missions at a time. Otherwise, we could double up on the money right here. But let's go back to Ved Igawit, I guess. Yeah, anyways, this is Astrox Imperium. I hope you guys liked it, or at least found it to be somewhat appealing. My real warning for you on this one is that the game is very, very early along. So it's been in development for a while. One-man development team. He seems very passionate about the project, and he's very active on kind of like boards and things like that. And so he's constantly updating this thing. I've been watching it update for years, every month or two. And so anyways, they're adding the things. I would only kind of get into this game right now if the idea of having like a sandbox in which to grind various things like combat missions or mining missions or whatever else appeals to you. They do have a lot of ships in the game that you can select from, and there are like sandboxy things to do. It's just that you got to be aware of the fact that, like, by and large for right now, that's all that's available inside of the game. The campaign is not available yet with the storyline and all that kind of fun stuff. The faction wars, I haven't seen them come up as I've been playing the game. Like, I played pretty much all evening last night, and like, it didn't seem like they were taking systems or like doing anything from each other, but like I don't know that for certain, so don't take my word for it. Dig a little bit deeper before you buy on into the project. I will say this though, it is the kind of game that like I would keep an eye on because I really like the idea of this game. I like the control scheme, I like the sound effects, I like the sector design and whatnot. Like I like the way that the game looks, controls, and feels, and like the basic core gameplay tenets they got in for right now. It's just that I'm waiting for more meat to bite down into, and I think the time that I'll probably jump into it full force is when they start to get the main storyline campaign put in to sort of direct you around the galaxy. I would love to see that if like every major faction would have like a long quest line that culminated in some ship that you're unable to buy that you just get as kind of like a gift from them after making it through the entire run. Mercenaries you can't unlock any other way. You know, stuff like that. You got that debt? Let me finish what I'm doing here, and I should be all set. It looks like we have visitors. Maybe we can continue. Oh, dude. There's raiders in the system? Oh, yeah, dude. There they are. Okay. I'm going to drop my target real fast. And then who's getting closer to me right now? But either way, Astrox Imperium. As I said, only jump into this one if you're okay with the really early on space sim experience. But I do think it has things that are interesting and appealing that like I'm looking forward to. It's one of the space games that I've kind of been keeping an eye. Who's getting shot at right now? Somebody's getting shot at. I don't know who's getting shot at. I'm going to power up weapons just in case. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was Astrox Imperium. Tomorrow, it will more than likely be something else. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you had a great day, and I justified your attentions, and I'll see y'all tomorrow with something hot and fresh off that indie skillet.